live. Let me just make sure. Let's just make sure that I'm in the correct position. Also turn my fan so I don't burn my nips off. Alright. That looks correct. Alright, oh boy. Yeah, no, God. I just got off work. I took one more order. It was gonna be like an extra half hour. It ended up taking like another like hour and a half. Holy fuck, the traffic. No, it didn't take that long, but like, God. I'm very happy to be out of there. Okay, let's brain check. Clothes, got my battle outfit on. Inform. Oh yeah, we gotta go tell. Right, we gotta go tell the people in the Doom commercial district about the source of the Doom. It's not an evil entity. It is a. It's probably much worse than that, actually. That's strange. Could it be like right up on it? Martinez waterfront. There we go. Hi y'all. I've got terrible news. The world's ending.
Hello again,
It's all fucked.
and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
It's a terrible name for... You know what? That's besides the point. Alright, I guess I have something I gotta tell you.
What do you mean, actual source? I thought this issue was resolved.
Okay, yeah, so my investigation has led me to discover a 2mm entropinetic hole in reality that's the source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez.
What?
It's a tiny hole in reality, you know, one of those. That makes way more sense than an evil spirit. I can't believe Kim told me I was stupid. I mean, he didn't say it, but he implied it. Yes, it would explain. Maybe it's connected with the Pale.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
She's too afraid to even say the word.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, you're gonna probably have to find your own answer. I'll be real. I can't really give... I'm not gonna give you doom, but I'm not gonna give you hope if it might lead to ruin.
Yes, you've certainly done your part. I've come so far. I can't give up now.
Alright, you do that.
Thank you for your help.
You
in
made
any
your
case.
choice.
You're welcome back here anytime.
Yeah, you should probably... Actually, I should talk to her about Annette.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit.
Yeah, I don't think
She'll
she can...
get over it.
She cannot...
Anxiety is a part of life.
No, it's not when you're a child.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
I just helped you. I just told you about the horror that is about to befall you.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. Actually, it's super alright for kids to chew their hands off. Forget I said anything, I'm not saying that.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming.
She needs to go to, like,
10 or so seconds pass
poverty
without
school.
change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. It's not
Oh, it's
easy.
one of these people.
She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
Oh, that's surprisingly easy.
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
Damn. This sounds like generational trauma. This is husband Annette's father. Is she an only child? She told me she doesn't go to school anymore.
Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Grand Couronne, what's that?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
Hopefully you get out of here in time.
Your head feels light and dizzy. A cold breeze caresses your flesh.
What's going on?
Monstrous buildings loom over Grand Couronne. A cold wind howls in the empty halls of homes built upon delusions. There is
Why?
no life in Grand Couronne. No one can afford to live there.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
Aha, and your husband's also involved with the
He
bookstore?
made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Super silent, almost inaudibly so.
Mm-hmm. Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
Why not?
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
Yes, okay. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore. What about me makes me not look like a father? I have massive divorced dad energy.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Oh boy.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
Alright.
The woman
I had something else in
looks
mind.
aloof. Her
No, that's about it. Hi, Annette. I can get there before the dice maker.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Fair enough. I can talk to her another time. I gotta get to the dice maker. Nope. Yeah, I know Kim. Hello.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
I found the source of the curse.
You mean the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach?
Yeah, so about that.
I'm listening.
Okay, there's a 2mm hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it may be related to the Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
She looks outside the window where the night has fallen on
I
the
wouldn't
yard.
say the entire world is doomed.
Just Martinez? In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an
You're
answer,
welcome.
even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
I got a lot of these. You know, at a certain point, I think I gotta look at might need to get rid of this. I think I'm fully communist at this point. In fact, what do we have that would be fun? Huh. Sort them by date. Do I become the law? Or do I get derealized, or do I find out about the 15th Indo tribe? Ooh. I think this one would be the most interesting. Alright, now I can go bother... I can go bother Annette. Sword.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
I'm gonna tell you something, Annette. You absolutely do not need to be good at math or even intelligent in any way to get rich. You just have to be very immoral and just stick to the classic scams. There's no new scams. Just do the classics. You'll make a lot of money.
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for
Oh.
helping out. Not me.
Aw.
The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
I can look like an actual police officer. Where did you get
Just
it?
what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
It's a fedora?
Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. He'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now.
Aw,
Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
thank you. That was very sweet. Let's see. +1 encyclopedia. Ooh. I prefer having the +2 logic, but you know what? I'll deal with that when I get to it. I look fly as fuck. Okay. What's next on the agenda? Well, this is troubling. Yeah, I've never actually gone all the way down here. Though I suppose at this point, I should maybe go talk to... God, what's her name? Oh, that's right, I can't go any further than this. I should go talk to Joyce.
The woman is still hunched over the...
Snap.
What is it?
I
What
think
do
it-
you want?
I think I know what's going on with you.
And what is that?
You're a Pale driver. You transport goods through the Pale.
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the Pale, and now he's talking to everyone about it. Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that.
It's death, but for the universe, oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this.
Oh, I'm fucking contemplating the shit out of this, Kim.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you work in Pale Transport.
No offense. But your partner seems like a bit of an idiot.
Hey, that's fair, but mean.
Republica, a filterless cigarette from Misk.
I'm not an idiot. I'm a detective of the RCM. Don't say I'm an idiot. Don't put in the newspapers that I'm an idiot. Now I blacked out after a night of drinking.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything. Even things I never knew.
Oh, you got the photographic memory. Things you never knew.
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the Fowling Piece when Dolores Day was shot. The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent Dolores Day.
Over radiation?
Heroic doses, Harifia. Heroic.
Isn't that dangerous?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this,
Mm-hmm.
what are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
What does it look like, the Pale?
Like looking into the ocean at night, in the dark.
And?
You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
What does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets and electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
And how do you pass through it?
In the belly of an airship, behind the steel windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
Not on this lorry, then.
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
Uh-huh. One last thing, you said we can just become vapor.
Yes.
No elaboration.
I feel I already have what you have in some way.
Let's say there's a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A. Or in Lomonosov's land. Where every step you take is one step further from home. No matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south.
The motorway south.
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Jerife, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies. Where it goes silent and dark and the process begins. Erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
What's the end? What is at the end?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance.
Fuck,
when
I wish I
was
could
a
internalize
child.
that one. That's...
A child rowing on the lake.
Man.
Josiane.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away.
Okay, I'm
She is
internalizing that.
receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. The child descending.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, detective. Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
Alright. Nah. I want this one. Okay. Hello.
Make way for the...
I kinda just wanted to like talk to people and just see if there's anything.
You keep coming back. The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I have the... Alright, do I have a point that I can put into conceptualization? Nope. I guess that's what you gotta be careful with. It's 10 p.m. When does everyone start going to bed? I don't think it's now. I don't think I can have Kim go to sleep.
Hey, was there something got the 20 real? Then why are you...
I think I'll sleep in that cabin tonight. No?
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera
Uh-oh.
on the carpet.
No, Kim,
Or the weird
I'm showing
suitcase
him
on
how
the
I
apron.
live.
The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor.
It's pretty bad.
Where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe.
I did
Smells
it
of
my
vomit.
way. This is where the magic
And by
happens.
that you mean crimes against humanity?
Yes, disco tour gunning villagers. I defied bourgeois morality in here. Defied it hard.
I have no idea what that means.
Cool. Can I go in? Can I see your room? No. Let's see. I guess I don't know. I am actually kind of at a loss for what to do now. Can I go to the group? Are they just gonna be there now? I remember it not being here. Was it in here? No. No, right, it was up there. No. Well, shit. I guess I have some literature I can read now. I'm gonna read until it's communism time.
The worn map features the You spend a moment contemplating the covers slightly. You flip forward a few pages. When a community has achieved a sufficiently high degree of revolutionary
fervor, that was it.
Inframaterially, at this second level, certain hyper-revolutionary individuals may even develop the ability to extend their thoughts into material space. And, according to inframaterialist theory, yes, under suitably revolutionary conditions, that is. It's become something of a folk legend that during their final meeting, Nielsen and Mazov didn't speak a single word,
Fine is
preferring
passing.
to sit in silence with their chamomile tea, reading one another's thoughts.
Okay, let's see what happens if we say that's probably not what happened.
One of the minor tragedies of the late revolutionary period is that few reliable accounts survive. Much of what we know of the communard's activities during this period come from memoirs and second-hand accounts. Some only written down decades after the fact, and of dubious authenticity. Because plasm has never been directly observed, the exact mechanism behind these effects remains entirely speculative.
That's it.
In other words, there's no evidence that any of this mind-reading stuff is real. Why are you getting hung up on mechanisms?
Okay.
Open your mind's aperture just a little wider.
If there's
You're
no
so close to true understanding.
How can the theory be true?
Most inframaterialists would argue that the inability of skeptics to detect plasm is simply evidence of their own insufficient revolutionary enthusiasm.
This is a religion.
There you have it, a perfectly unfalsifiable loop. The theory is impossible to disprove on its own grounds. Meaning is hardly a theory at all. This should be more than enough for a stimulating discussion. That said, if you're still yearning for more, you must. Everyone knows books save their best parts for the end.
Alright, genuinely, I think I might buy a book.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Spend money on the fucking Wirral.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere. This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books.
Oh fuck yeah. I want to buy The Man from Hyamdal actually and The Devil Woman.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Hyamdal. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal.
Alright, let's get reading.
The edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman's altercations with the Hyamdal man.
Look at the
The
back
jacket
cover.
copy proclaims, "Man from Hyamdal returns in his most exciting adventure yet. After crashing into a strange jungle, cannibalistic natives abduct his only surviving comrade, Noble Tyribald. Before Man from Hyamdal can mount a rescue..."
It is old school, huh? Like one of the older Indiana... I say one of the older Indiana Jones movies. Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls did that shit. I don't know if Dial of Destiny did, because nobody saw it that I know of.
He is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors and taken to the ancient citadel of Cloud City,
Alright, before
where
we
a
do this,
mysterious and wicked queen rules supreme.
I'll be right back.
Will Man from Hyamdal be able to escape his dire situation and find his missing friend?
Alright, I will be there in 1 second. Alright, I'm back. God, last Disco Elysium stream was so eventful that I feel like I blew through so much. Alright, time to flip through the book.
The book to a random page. Man from Hyamdal, wielding his two Zweihanders, is carving through a sea of savages, his visage fixed in grim determination.
Fucking love this Zweihander, favorite sword in Dark Souls 1.
His arms, whirling like windmills, are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Mangled corpses litter the battlefield. Good God, this is some retrograde stuff. When was this shit written? You flip to the copyright page. This book was written in 38.
What year is it now again? Gritty and heroic.
Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Hyamdala tribe. From the village of Hyamdal, the ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Gatla howl out his name.
Alright, you know, this is getting kind of fashy. I say getting, it kind of started there. Give me more.
Man from Hyamdal rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze. Both Zweihanders sheathed on his back. He is off to war. Will he conquer his enemies? Will he conquer himself?
Zweihander means two-hander, and I'm gonna choose to believe that this means that the man from Hyamdal has 4 arms, and he's dual-wielding it by using 2 arms each. Alright, onward.
The steel muscles of Man from Hyamdal gleam in the humid jungle air. Yet the man does not sweat. In meditation, his soul drifts in the frigid northlands he calls home.
Alright.
A passage reads, "The man from Hyamdal looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He rarely speaks, but now his voice booms in the darkened throne room. Do not try to sap my masculine essence, wicked temptress. Son of Yelmdal will never succumb to your seductive wiles. Thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Yelmdal, stand above the vices of flesh, for it is weak and corruptible, yet mine is forged in gore and strife. Queen Lydiana just laughs, a sultry and salacious sound, then says, I have grand plans for you, man from Heimdall. She gestures her diabolical hand toward an array of potions and unguents. First, you shall please me. Then lead my armies against the vicious cannibals. Not a muscle moves in the face of the man from Heimdall. Yet inside, there is turmoil.
Can I quick save? No. This is epic.
In the final pages, man from Heimdall mounts Galavarin, his mighty griffin, and turns his gaze to the horizon. Queen Lydiana is dead, but an army of cannibals is storming the gates, and still there's no word of trusty Tyribald. To find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Heimdall and the Three-Eyed Skull, available in fine bookstores everywhere. Spring 39.
Damn it. Alright, hardcore aesthetic.
Hardcore aesthetic. Oh yes, drugs. We're talking about drugs.
Damn it.
Let's face it, these flirtations with the hardcore aesthetic have all been leading up to one question. Can I do drugs harder now that
That's
I'm a hard cop?
Thing that
And
I'm
the
trying
answer
not to
is
do.
yes. You can. You can do one more blast of Pyrrolidon and yellow shit powder. You can even pull a
That's a
ciggy
shit
and
powder.
a lager on top of that. There, you've truly made the hardcore your own thing now.
Bruh, I wasted a slot on this. I was literally... Oh wait, no, it just gives me +1 endurance and volition. This has absolutely nothing to do with drugs. If anything, I thought that it would increase my electrochemistry. Alright, never mind, this is great. Oh, it's talking about the good drugs. Holy shit, yeah, look at my health bars. Alright, never mind, that worked out. It's socially acceptable for me to do those drugs. Okay, will Kim go... Well... Okay. Let's save.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. Arson, petty theft. You don't exactly... It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Not much has changed in the
damn it.
meanwhile.
Gotta have something I can read.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory, but not quite.
Who are you?
Gone.
What is the meaning of this
For
tattoo?
you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone close to the victim might know.
I mean, I already figured it out.
6 crumbling petals rest. You stare at the now familiar black and white rainbow. The book feels heavy in you. The back cover is dominant. She can't be much older than her mid-30s. In cold, as it would physically. Fuck it. Do it. It can't be. They go through he toils through. She spends the memory of as a good stuff. I fucking loved the back cover. She can't be much.
Alright.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Why did I find all the
There
shit
is no
jacket?
why.
Alright.
It's just a racist mug, but... It's
Right.
just a racist mug.
I want to get into that mug talk
here,
again.
But it will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work.
Fuck. Alright, do I have anything to talk to the Hardys about? I don't know, I'm just trying to find shit to do. Wait, oh shit, wait, it says it's 22:25. Look that real quick. How did I do that?
You stare at the now familiar black and white rainbow. In cold as ethnic, it would fit. Fuck it. Do it. They go through. He toils through. She spends the memory of their as like good stuff.
Alright, put the book away. No, fuck, why does so much time pass when I read that? Now I just want a little bit of time to pass. What if I read the book for babies again?
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, "A primer for small kids."
Exactly
There's
what
a
I
bear
need.
involved. This book will show you the score. Get you oriented with those basic concepts you appear to be hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life.
Hey, ooh.
The alphabet. Every page as one word. A, H, Q, that's it.
I did something.
The note is written. Someone, you'll find the filament memory with the offside copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer.
Wait, no, I literally did that already. Alright.
It's just a racist, but as you hold it, there is no. And in it all gone. For you, someone close.
Oh, we're getting so close anyways. I feel like it's gotta be already time. What's 4 minutes? I want to be punctual.
You hold in your hand the colorful prime. Every page as one. A, H is for homeboy. Q is, that's it.
Alright, let's see. Hopefully that's fine. Surely showing up 11 minutes late to the communism meeting isn't going to be a big problem. Hey, there's my guys. Hey, buddy. Wait, hold up, quick save.
You're back.
I'm guessing these pots of gaunch or ganache belong to Cindy.
Ah, yeah, it's hers.
She just sort of moved it all in a few months ago.
She said if she's going to make truly radical art, she needs a suitably radical workspace.
And I don't think she could afford rent at an actual studio. Oh, sure. It's definitely interesting, I would say. I guess you could call her latest stuff a sort of counter-bourgeoisie calligraphy. She's got a real taste for radical slogans.
I mean, that's certainly a way that you could put graffiti. Counter-bourgeoisie calligraphy.
It's too bad she hasn't developed the theoretical foundation to do truly radical work.
Yeah, she's not a You couch your fucking, like, assholery in pseudoscientific language. That's what
I think
she's
she'll
gotta
get
do.
there, though. She's still looking for a subject equal to her ambitions.
Yeah, what's the deal with this place?
The deal? At a fundamental level, I guess you could call it the shattered bones of a dream crushed by capital.
That's really good, Steban. You should save that for an essay.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Uli. When the idea is sound, the words just sort of flow.
God, these guys just fucking jerk each other's dicks
Yes.
off all the time.
Now keep developing the idea.
Alright, if this place is shattered bones, then what makes, that must make us the bone weevils.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not as good as Steban's original idea, though.
Shut the fuck up, Echo. Alright,
Go
let's
ahead.
move on. I'm ready to talk about intramaterialism. I'm ready to contribute to the plasm.
Yes. Let's get right to it.
His companion leans forward, ready to jump in. They're impressed that you dove right into the most advanced parts of the theory. Half an hour evaporates, and the conversation is still wending its way toward new and unexpected places.
Oh, fuck me. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know why Disco Elysium... Oh. Hello. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna try that again. I don't know why Disco Elysium specifically keeps having these issues. Let's get it back up though. Look, I'm glad I quick saved. And we weren't that far into the conversation, and it didn't completely crash my my entire graphics card. I just don't know what it is with this specifically. It'd probably help if they didn't fire the entire development staff for this game. Oh wait, hold up, I'm just realizing, I need to get myself back up on here. Boop. I'll give y'all a little window into the process. Boop. There we go. Back on track.
You're back.
Hey guys. Yep.
And I don't think... Oh, I think she'll get there, though. She's... The deal...
That's...
Thanks.
Yes. Now keep developing the idea.
I'm gonna say the other one. I heard these used to be luxury apartments, million real views, that sort of thing.
That could be. It would explain some of the more ornate detailing. But we're speaking in world historical terms here. What this place represents, not what it merely was.
Let me see what do I look like right now. Just lower myself down a little bit. Okay, I promise I'm almost done fiddling with this. I gotta put myself down as a third-party member.
His friend yawns, evidently bored by literal reality.
Alright,
Go
let's move
ahead.
on.
Yes. Let's get right to it.
They're
Inframaterialism.
impressed that you dove right into the most advanced parts of the theory. Half an hour evaporates, and the conversation is still wending its way toward new and unexpected places. The cool breeze coming off the bay wraps itself around the Capeside apartments, in a nearly forgotten part of that glorified construction site, surrounded by rusted pieces of scaffolding and walls of faded tarpaulin. A detective of the RCM debates the intricacies of an abstruse theory with a pair of university students.
But if it's true that this individual possesses so much capital that light literally bends around him, then that must mean...
That's so true. The capital proves its own form of plasm. That light itself is a bourgeoisie illusion.
Or it suggests that capital, in sufficient quantities, must exhibit...
No, wait, hold up. I want to be cool. No, I want to think of that. I thought of that. I thought of it. You didn't think of it.
You're back. Shit. Oh,
It's too...
I think she'll get there.
That's good.
Thanks.
Yes.
Not as good as Steban's.
Go ahead. Yeah.
They're impressed that you dove right into the most advanced parts of the theory. The cool...
But if it's true that this...
In Innocence of Capital, Puncher and Wortman argues that communists must possess as little capital as possible in order to keep their thinking undiluted by its influence.
You've accrued a modest account balance over the last few days, but probably not enough to warp your thinking too much.
24 real not is... Seems like a pittance.
Again, he was just a regular high net worth individual. There was nothing extra physical about him.
I know what I saw, Kim.
Now the breeze has subsided. All is still except for the last bits of steam rising from the coffee pot.
1 second, let me make sure of something. Let me do something kind of cringe. Let me turn this.
Last bits of steam rising.
Okay, it is still working. I just wanted to make sure the audio thing, the graphic for it is like a little awkward,
Well,
or like it's like whited out, so I couldn't see it.
No, wait. Can this really be the end? You feel like you've just gotten to the real stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. One of our better discussions lately, on the whole.
Is that really it?
What do you mean, is that it?
What if I
We've
haven't
done the reading, we talked about it. What more do you expect from a reading group?
What if I have more questions about communism?
Well, you could always ask, I guess.
He probably won't get a better chance. Honestly.
But it's getting late, so maybe pick the most important question.
And what should I ask?
Detective, how should I know what questions you have about communism?
Come on. We have things to do in the morning.
Alright. Rhetoric. 58%. Ask the most important question about communism. Red check.
The question you need to ask is both very complicated and incredibly simple.
As all things are.
Take a deep breath. Best to go one piece at a time.
Okay, if we can't agree whether or not communism about plasm, psychology, or beans, if the whole theory we're meant to believe is completely unfalsifiable...
The young man waits patiently for you to finish.
We waste all our time arguing over who's secretly a liberal or not.
Yes?
Say it.
What's the point?
The young man considers your words for a minute.
That's actually my real question about the communists that I've met.
There's something going on in there, but his innermost sanctum is still beyond your reach.
The theorist Puncher and Watman, not inframaterialists, but theorists nonetheless, say that communism is a secular version of Pericanasian theology, that it replaces faith in the divine with faith in humanity's future.
It is literally a religion.
I have to say, I've never entirely understood what they mean.
Okay, so you're
but
saying...
I think maybe the answer is in there, somewhere.
Yeah, okay, but you're saying communism is some kind of religion.
Only in this very specific sense. Communism doesn't dangle any promises of eternal bliss or reward. The only promise it offers is that the future can be better than the past, if we're willing to work and fight and die for it.
Alright, but what if you don't believe there is a future?
Then you don't believe in the historic role of the proletariat.
Damn.
Which also means you reject the basis of historical materialism.
It means you are not a communist, in other words.
I see. Historical materialism. Materialism, I would think that would mean capitalism. Or at least be adjacent to it. Then you don't believe in the historic role of the proletariat, which also means you reject the basis of historical materialism. Okay. I see. Collective materialism. What are you then?
Something else.
So you're not even a communist?
I guess you could say we believe it because it's impossible. It's our way of saying we refuse to accept that the world has to remain. Like this.
Broken, unfinished. Unfinished is more interesting.
Yes, that's a good way to think of it. A work in progress.
It's a nice thought.
A thought can be a very powerful thing. That's the whole idea of inframaterialism.
Steban, it's getting pretty late.
I understand you two better. I think you're annoying assholes.
You're right. We should clean this up and get going.
I guess we're off.
Wait a minute. If you don't mind, we wanted to get your opinion on something. A few little changes we've been thinking about.
Okay.
Nothing too major, I think. We were talking potentially about relaxing some parts of our admissions process.
It would help if you didn't have to go through a whole interview and also have a passphrase.
That's interesting. I thought people loved group interviews.
Fuck no, are you insane?
I thought so too, but perhaps we overdid it. Just a little. There was another thing. We were also debating putting up some posters around town.
Though some of us maintain that advertising is an unacceptably bourgeois tactic.
That's what makes it so beautiful. The irony is unbeatable.
You're so right, Rhetoric.
As a noted art cop, you definitely have an opinion on this.
Yeah, think of this. You're approaching bourgeois methods for revolutionary ends. That's how you get them.
Oh, I like that. We're dismantling the structures of capital with our own tools.
Yeah, you're so right.
It does sound pretty cool when you describe it like that.
Plus, I've got the perfect place in mind. Put some more coffee on, Uli. We've got a long night ahead of us. We should probably get Cindy in here too.
Fuck.
Oh, and Gendarme. One last thing about that question you asked earlier. It reminded me of a certain poem that you might appreciate.
Uh-huh.
Ah, so he has read something besides his books of abstruse theory.
It was written by a young communard who was killed on the barricades during the Coalition landings. The story goes that he wrote it on the last night of his life, keeping watch from the barricades in the middle of the night. I don't have the whole thing committed to memory, but there's a line in it I think about sometimes.
Huh. What's the line?
In dark times, should the stars also go out? Anyway, good night to you.
Don't call it a book club. Alright. Good night, my communist friends. That was actually a pretty good talk. Like, kind of some things to think about. about the role of ideology and the like metaphysics of ideology. Like when people say that communism can't works on paper, but it doesn't work in practice. I feel that's a lazy way of refuting it, you know? I'm not saying that you have to agree with communism, I'm just saying that that's like a very easy way out of actually having to, like, think critically. Alright, Kim, go to bed so I can pry the fucking boots off this dead guy. I think this might be the last day in-game that I have to do it. Alright. Oh, that's right. Okay. Let me teleport to the fishing village.
It's getting cold, this late in the night.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Alright, I'm going back out. Yeah, no, I think the next time I play this, I'm gonna go for, like, a big cash money playthrough.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's got the body. You're going to need to summon all your... Whatever you're planning to do, you need to do it before you catch pneumonia in the cold draft.
Shit.
It's not completely useless. It feels... Just relax. This is easy. This is happening. He's too heavy to move by yourself. A great mass of dead muscles, with hoarfrost covering his milky eyes. This is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually the boots come off, with nasty slices of polymer sock stuck to even bigger pieces of skin and rotting flesh. Not good. Let's pin this on the bear. The ice bear tore up his legs with its claws.
Absolutely.
As for the boots, you can't possibly do anything with them until you've cleaned and disinfected them thoroughly. Yes, these absolutely need to be washed before. The stink is incredible. Didn't the Whirling have a kitchen?
It does have a kitchen.
These boots were probably left on the corpse because they were impossible to pull off while it was hanging. They're not exactly pleasant to look at right now.
Got 3 pieces
Much
of armor,
less
though.
smell. Graceful whirls cover the boot's glossy surface. These will be gorgeous once you get them clean.
But the soles of the
Fairweather
boots.
T500 VE is imprinted under each heel.
Uh-huh. And the inside?
Still, just pieces of sock and rotten cadaver.
Oh boy. Well, mission accomplished there, at the very least. Oh
This
boil the rotting
industrial
flesh off.
gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for many hungry hostile guests. There are several pots and pans on hand. Getting the corpse residue out of these boots is going to require patience, and also a huge pot full of boiling water, soap, and white vinegar. A commercial pot draws your attention. It's very large, gigantic even. It could be used to make enough stew to feed an entire city, and also to boil a putrid pair of death boots.
Hell yeah,
There is a
supplies.
variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet to the left of the stove. There is also a bottle of white vinegar in the cabinet next to the fridge.
Perfect.
This is going to take the hard stuff too. Use as much as you can. It's bad with those boots. Don't be stingy now.
Alright. The boots are really disgusting. Pour dish soap and the bottle of white vinegar into the pot.
The delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar waft up from the pot. All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them.
Alright. Bring it all to a nice
The strong
boil.
smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. The water slowly comes to a boil. Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. They float to the bubbling surface.
Wait some more.
The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked. You can smell it too, just like beef stew.
A little more.
That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam, dense with the smell of strange meat, disappears into the vent above the stove.
Let's dump the sock and flesh stew. I don't think anyone's gonna eat that.
A pair of real beauties.
Ooh.
The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
I am a master chef. Let's look at our new boots. Armor clad, +2 authority, -1 composure. What are our current shoes? +1 empathy. Bah. I am armor clad. I'm sure Kim will understand. Hello, gay guy.
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye,
I
gendarme.
have nothing to talk to you about. Alright, let's go sleep. Do I have any other info about the armor? It did say it would take a long while, and I've got, if I'm to believe, like really just, I don't know if there was a helmet. One more piece if there was just pants. If there was a helmet, I've got 2 more pieces. I don't think there was outer armor. I am extremely well covered though. Like I've got most of my vitals covered. Like straight, let's just like take off the jacket. I look like a fucking shit-ass alcoholic cyber cowboy. What was the thing about, yeah, the washerwoman? Is that you?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I have 30 minutes to spare. Would you still wash the jacket for me?
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say,
thank you.
I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth.
Thank you.
I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Let's look at the shit jacket. Oh, actually. +1 pain threshold, +1 half-life, -1 drama. Yeah, it's alright. It's not the fuck the world jacket. Oh wait, this is the piss faggot jacket, actually. Oh wait, hold up, wait, no. You know, it'll be fine. YouTube won't catch it. Fuck the world jacket. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want plus, I don't want plus half-light. Okay, actually, never mind, that's literally plus half-light. It's fine.
Our tenant, the policeman.
I'm allowed to say it, but hopefully
Our
Twitch and
tenant,
YouTube
the
don't
policeman.
catch that.
I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with? Huh?
Yeah.
I like to see him try. If anything, I am gonna muscle him out with construction noise.
That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Get out of here, trying to ruin my day. And that youth center better be a good one, or you'll have trouble from me.
Hell yeah.
I wield an army of drunks. Do not underestimate the effect
I'm
of such a
joining the
force
army.
if it's pointed to the right direction.
Now...
It's getting late, and it's snowing.
Alright.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the board aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in there?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search through the sand and sawdust.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then, something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object.
Oh.
You pull it out. A bullet.
Bullet.
A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like your own Villiers pistol, for example.
This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon.
The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is. You have enough to confront her with.
Huh.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap,
Was shaving the
and
right
next
call?
to it, the water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite the bulbous nose, unkempt hair, and persistent swelling,
We're making more
you
progress
look
than I thought.
a little younger, maybe. You almost look like a professional. Your face, such as it is, a regular human face, sans expression.
Okay, well I stopped making the expression, so fuck off.
An old mirror hangs on the...
Alright. Let me ask. Washerwoman.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't...
Well, okay. Quick save.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night.
Why was there a
What
bullet
can I help you with?
under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
I'm guessing you didn't put it there. Ruby did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented the room to her.
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry.
This is a lot of
What
good
has she
info.
gotten herself into? That girl.
You said she left on Monday.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Uh-huh. And was there anything else in there?
No,
What is she like, Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, You don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much? Did she talk to you much this time?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
And why do you think she left a bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in mind.
Aye. Do tell.
It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This, spread your hands.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter. Like you sometimes get, son.
Damn. Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieux she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
She may simply have kept the equipment elsewhere.
And where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north. You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
Damn. Further up the coast,
Are you
then.
sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
I'll go after her tomorrow.
Electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Felt electric mural. What was that again? I'm gonna look that up. Just, Right.
What more do you want to know about that poor girl? Yes,
I had other questions.
let's hear those other questions. One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her. She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Okay. I'll do it tomorrow.
It's getting late. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest.
Alright, let's get some rest.
The place feels almost like home now. Quiet and dignified around you. A new life by the seaside. You're incredibly tired. The darkness and warmth come fast. You're falling asleep.
Ah, first good night's rest in a while.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
This respite. You've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
Is this the last dream?
No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you, darkness.
You're welcome, Harry. boy. You earned it.
Hell yeah. Fall into a deep, uninterrupted sleep. I've done good. I
After
deserve
centuries
this.
of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually
Hell
feel
yeah.
rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
Go.
Yay, I get to feel good for once. Why am I sitting in my chair? And also, I look awful. No, wait, I woke up rested. Why do I look awful? No, I feel good. Whatever, fuck you, animation. Hi, Kim. Good morning.
Yes?
Okay, listen. I know I keep quick saving before every conversation. I gotta talk about the boots.
Okay, let's talk about it. You stole the boots.
Yes.
Congratulations. That must have taken an enormous concerted effort, considerable ingenuity and timing. Now, I'm going to report you and you are going to go to jail.
Oh no, you're a cop. You can't go to jail.
You're joking.
Am I? Anyway, did you want something related to police work?
I don't like that answer. Let me try another one.
Yes? Okay,
Oh no, you're a cop. You can't go to jail.
It was a joke, sadly.
Hey.
There's nothing I can do about your delinquency. What's done is done. Let's get back to police work.
Alright, fuck yeah. Not going to jail. Now let's go. I have some leads.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed. Somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
I am Revachol. Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Holy shit. Found the empty trap, heard Lena's true story. Went on a date, reconstructed execution, confronted the pigs, established the nightclub, discovered the anomaly, death notification. Oh my god.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there in the pale of the morning with your hands fallen to your side.
They really wanted you to like, almost guarantee that you got that check.
Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? A prayer of sorts? To Revachol?
She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
Just keep searching the coast, huh? I suppose that's all we can do.
The trap is filled with dead and dying locusts. Most
What did I find? Day and night uses? Huh.
a row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall.
I wonder if there's
with
room for
another
this.
7 shades standing tenement.
No.
A cold behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again. A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling
Oh, is that was that telling me to go
with
back to the
another
mural?
7 shades standing a cold behind this.
Okay, let me go back to the go back to the mural. Because it just said keep searching the coast, but that doesn't really give me much to work with. Because that's what I've literally been doing the last 2 days. I'm gonna consult with the wind again. Or we can see if this father has anything to say.
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
Want to hear about
Sure.
the failed building again?
What's on your mind?
Nope.
But of course. No.
So,
No, I'm sorry. As I.
The once bright mural.
Shivers.
Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
I think she's down there below this building.
okay. Why?
The wind told me.
How do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
Hell yeah, there's a ladder next to the sign. Perhaps we can climb it, enter through the roof.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails.
A pipe.
An old pipe peeks out from beneath the rotting boards of the boardwalk. Could this be an alternative path into the fell building?
Come closer and look in.
Your eyes slowly begin to adjust to the darkness inside the drainage pipe. The lieutenant looks over your shoulder.
Alright, what's in there?
A thin layer of snow gleams inside the pipe.
Alright, and what else?
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts. Someone has half-heartedly spray-painted skulls on the right side.
And
nothing. Broken glass from bottles thrown against the walls of the pipe. A syringe.
Uh-huh. What's in there?
A thin layer of snow gleams inside the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
As your eyes adjust, you see some trash. Crumpled up newspapers, cigarette butts, and
I already did this.
And nothing.
We get into the felt building through this pipe.
Given that this isn't a martial arts thriller, it's highly unlikely, and not without risk to our health either. However, the pipe suggests there may be an entrance to the basement around... And it's right here. A maintenance door.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Big boy time. This needs you to put your back into it.
No, we're gonna try the ladder first. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna try that. If the ladder doesn't work, 83%. All my breaking into stuff powers will finally save us.
A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Okay, let's assess
The
the situation.
distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground, and you're 180?
190.
Okay, but still, the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Astral projection.
Ooh.
Be open-minded about this.
My mind's so fucking open right now.
Yeah, because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that.
Okay, what if I
Just,
don't?
you know.
Okay, Kim, what if I don't climb the ladder? What if I teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Come on, Kim, where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
Alright, it won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
He is restraining himself from using a parental tone with you right now.
Hold up. I got some stuff for this. Unless I don't. Alright, maybe I don't.
The rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is... Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle. It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
Okay, well, that's impressive, but...
BAM! You
Hell
find
yeah.
yourself on the roof, having mastered
I
the art of
warped.
physical displacement.
Fuck you, Kim. I teleported.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it, like a regular person.
Oh, that's not what I saw.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Alright. Mission accomplished. I worked. Glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see it. Wait, what? Now another postcard. Oh, yeah, these. A faded picture postcard from the end of the last century shows Martinez as it was before the revolution. It's the height of the summer. Rue de Saint-Gilles is teeming with, parasol-wielding bourgeoisie and wild pines flags buttresses the walkway, or buttress the walkway. Nothing is written on the back. Flashlight. Is that how I get out of there? Damn, that's crazy. This place is really spooky. All file folders in the cart, documents, silvery with mold.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
These are computer components?
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
Aha. How'd they do that, and why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know.
I see. +1 suggestion. Dressed for the occasion. Interi Solari suit jacket. Interi Solari. A muted brown suit jacket, perfect for a day at the office or an evening at a cafe. The red rose at the bottom of the left breast pocket is slowly wilting. I'm surprised it's, like, even still alive. Here we go.
2 rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Who's there?
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
Alright, let's push the door open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the 2 metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that. Yes. Time to investigate these passages.
Right.
Let's move quietly and not make more sound.
Not running is a great way to do that.
I will try to go slowly. Oh. Secret. What the fuck? Revolutionary hat. +1 to Mazovian socioeconomics of friendly neighborhood communard. An ushanka with the Mazovian logo. A pair of deer antlers on a silvery white front. Your ears feel cuddled and cared for by the state. Hell yeah.
This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around your head, and your mind tingles with all manner of socio-economic theory.
This is a ushanka, right?
Kraz Mazov would have worn this ushanka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not, wearing this hat has made you more communist.
Oh no, I like it. Alright. Actually, I really need to use the bathroom. I will be right back. Okay. Ooh. Back. Alright. Alright, revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flyers and brochures. Things that Wendy saw from the outside.
Could this have been the killer's hideout? And this narrow window, the point of origin of the shot that killed the mercenary?
This seems unlikely.
Outside the window, desolation. Snow falls softly onto the coastal sand, where it melts almost instantly. On rooftops, it lingers.
Could the killer have used this as a hideout?
It's a great place to hide, certainly. But there hasn't been anyone in here for ages.
I see. Well, I can't see the world in rags, and my hunch was right. The shot didn't come from here.
Indeed. No one could get a clear view. Well, at least we've been thorough. I like thorough.
The lieutenant's voice betrays a slight disappointment, which he glosses over by reasserting control.
Alright, well, the island is the only other place. Oh, wait. I forgot to check this picture. Also, I should quick save just in case everything goes tits up again.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Look him, it's Comrade Mazov.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
How long?
Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
And the secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
Maybe I should move here.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case.
Someone stopped through here recently.
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Brush the dust off the portrait.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand, grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
Alright, let's go. So this is not where Ruby was hiding out then, I suppose. At least not there specifically. These souls appear to be more worn than the other. Unnatural buzzing. It's getting louder, the buzzing sound.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
A pain, a strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful.
Wait,
there were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
Yes, I saw some footprints with the right sole worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize.
Oh God.
Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Alright. We found out Everard's planning to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about
I'll
it.
leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
Alright, how bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
Alright. What do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. we still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Fuck.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Alright. I suppose we should go talk to Joyce then. No turning back. Hi, Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've been dealing with Everard again.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
Let's just go over all of it. Ma'am, this whole thing is a takeover.
A takeover?
Yes, it's an strike. You aren't being let in because there's nothing to negotiate. The union is taking the terminal.
If they're taking it...
Green livery, changing into red, blot by blot, like a cancer of the blood, metastasizing.
Then we're talking about a war. Everard needs to let me into the harbor at once. We need to talk about this.
He's ready for a war. They all are. I asked him to let you in.
No. It's naive of me. He sent you. This is the negotiation now. And if he does not avert his course, it will be a war negotiation, detectives. They most certainly are not. Crenell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship.
I've seen the Union's forces. They are better organized than these mercenaries. They also have the support of the people of Revachol West. It will take more than Crenell to wipe them out. Wild Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, ma'am. I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice?
What do you suggest I do?
I wish there was a disco option.
I'm afraid we won't disco our way out of this one.
Fuck. Cut off the snake's head? I mean, if there's an option to kill Everard, I kinda... It'd make things way worse. We should do it, though.
Like the previous leaders of the Union were assassinated. I suspect by Everard and Edgar themselves.
Shit.
I admit there's some poetry in the idea, and like poetry, it's also useless.
Damn.
There would still be Edgar. They factored it in. The Union is them, and they are Martinez.
Why are we shitting on poetry? Alright, what are you gonna do?
What will I do? Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown?
You said you would one day.
It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. The last one for 400 years.
Why?
The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world, or life after death. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return. 2 did, but had lost their minds.
8. Is that a normal number?
It was anything but normal. There was no precedent. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad, or both. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry,
Called Volta Doma, or Return from the Sea.
the 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean.
The air is cold and scented with petrichor. There are rain circles on water all around. Humidity crawls up your back like a piano trill.
Put your hand in the rain.
So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open as he looks to the sky. The droplets feel warm, like spring rain.
This ocean?
The phenomenon has never again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The mass hand proclaimed, "Lancielinde, Lancielinde," the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer. The freckled face of God.
You've thought it a million times.
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the Pale. After the Pale, the world again.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lysergique. The bird was preserved and brought back, along with pollen. 4 years later, the Queen's Counselor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high.
Leaving us here.
On Caillou. The Pebble, the largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. 4 centuries and 2 revolutions later.
The Great Squirrel was the first bird they saw.
The first living, autonomous organism. Proof of reality. It's the symbol of Insulinde, detective. The coat of arms of the suzerain and the wings on the crest of the commune.
I seem to have it in for it. Or it for me. I broke one.
In your defense, it is a nasty creature who plucks food from the throats of lesser birds. Yet much like Revachol, it is also magnificent. And rare. Imagine the suzerain of seagulls.
And this was the last break we got?
The nations of Mundi proceeded to discover 5 more Isolae. Or they discovered us. All in the rush of the great inter-Islary reconnection. But these others weren't uninhabited. We had to kill people there. Wipe out indigenous populations. Gunboat economies.
You had to, huh?
Or they came to do the same for us. Or had done to each other. But here, there was no one but the skua, the Liliat Sea, and the Blood Beach, and the River Esperance. It was the new world. The Mondials used it to amass the greatest concentration of wealth mankind has ever seen. Revachol, the suzerain.
And what happened?
Revolution. Poverty. And the mercurial rise of capitalism.
It doesn't sound like the greatest concentration of wealth. Or I suppose it does sound like it, but only in 1% of the population. It's raining.
It is. Soon it will be spring and everything will blossom.
The gangs will run wild, jacking motor carriages, ferrying amphetamines through Coal City. Spring is tough in Revachol.
And what will you do?
I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
Is that within your means?
She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent for a second.
We will see.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
What happens will happen. The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground. Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start.
You're going now?
I can't let it grow any bigger. And I've exhausted all my options from here.
She generally avoids that term with her employers.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably a partner.
You are the Wild Pines. There are no employers.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
Of course I have superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in motion.
Events are already in motion. Whether your actions accelerated or momentarily retarded their progress, even the lieutenant cannot really say.
Even after all this time, I still don't really understand who you are or what your angle is.
I have not deceived you. I told you exactly who I was. Rejoice Layton.
Understood.
Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Cronell's investigation?
The confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps. As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Armor yourselves. Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties.
When will they make their move and where?
Soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication, you see. They know I've been feeding you information. One last thing, nameless detective. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane. I know, because I too am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
Everyone a little insane.
No, detective. No one's as insane as you.
Don't worry, madame. I am very sane.
You're overradiated?
I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year. I've got the longing. And I've got it bad.
I see. How do you keep it together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola. The Volta do Mar. It's used by inter-Islary travelers and other troubled souls, even to this day.
You could use a little of it yourself.
Goodbye, Rejoice Layton.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
The lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay, its white sails fluttering.
I'll never see her again, huh?
You wonder what Everard has to say about this. Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as more oxygen gets between you.
I have to go talk to that bastard, don't I? Alright, I'm gonna go, be right back real quick again. Hopefully next time I can, finish this off. Okay. I suppose I must talk to Everard. Let me, just real quick restart my position. Alright. The Insulin miracle, we'll see.
You see, you haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around.
I still have a case to solve.
I guess you do. What's on your mind, Officer Harry? Oh? Really? I guess that makes you into some...
Alright.
The 15th Indo tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forberg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule in Cylinder. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain.
Only I remain. And that's for every green orb clicked. I see. Oh, I understand. Well, it's not gonna do me much good now. I want to, I'm gonna put in the Insulin Day Miracle. Alright. Let's go.
The tear machine. Your bottles. Do you know what?
When he ran. Actually, okay, you know, now that we're getting close to the end, let me see if I have anything else to say to Measurehead.
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you will.
No. There's nothing more to say to him. Alright, Everard.
So,
Bastard.
the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller when that mainsail dropped behind the horizon?
There's a mean little light in its eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
His jaw is clenched, and his quadruple chin is quivering with hatred. This is decades of hatred speaking right now.
He's cracking.
You get a sinking feeling.
No need
You
to be
wanted
overly
us to relay
dramatic.
all this information to her.
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that. You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
I see. Now I see why you've been so forthcoming.
No, Harry. What we have is real.
Uh-huh.
We're working men.
You're so full
this
of shit.
Here
Fuck you.
Is real.
In there, under pillows of winter fat, his stress-ridden heart still beats furiously.
Uh-huh. You want me to relay all this information?
Harry, I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet. I had no idea she'd react so strongly.
Right, but you wanted me to relay the information anyways.
I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbor.
Mhm.
It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
Uh-huh, and how do you know she left?
Harry, I bugged her cabin. I bugged her whole boat. I had cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug that thermal cap, but my boys advised against it.
Uh-huh.
They must have done it while Joyce was busy questioning the locals.
So you've been listening to our conversations all this time.
Not me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me.
The Hardy Boys.
Hell no! They'd fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys. My special task force boys.
Where are these boys?
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question. They're pros, Mr. Kitsuragi.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for letting me play a part, Everard.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
But she said she's insane like me.
She's not insane. What did she tell you?
She has this sentimentality and longing about her.
She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are, Harry. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of the upper-class winos, just like old Mr. Clare here. Try it. You'll be a real super detective.
I've actually walked the path of sobriety for a while now.
I can see that, Harry. Alcohol has left its marks, but you're doing better than when I first saw you. Rich man is shitting himself. The working class sober.
You use my intellectual curiosity against me.
Against you? Oh, Harry, I'd like to think I used it for you.
Mm-hmm. She told me a beautiful story about the discovery of the Insulinde.
Of course she did. Rich people have the best stories. About all the interesting things they've done and seen. All the beautiful places they've been to. It's just sentimentalism. She can afford to be sentimental, and she can afford to lose as well.
I see.
She's not insane. What did she tell you?
She's overrated from Pale Transit.
No, she's not. She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of those upper-class winos. Just like old Mr. Clare here.
I'll do it for
Try it. You'll be a real super detective.
I'll do it for the working class.
Don't just say it, Harry. Do it. We gotta be more disciplined than they are, or we'll lose.
Alright, so what's gonna happen now?
What was always going to happen? We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone. Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
I was hoping I had somehow get to fuck you over in the end, not the other way around.
Damn, Harry. I was hoping that too, but the information I gave you proved too powerful. You knew something big, and you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you, inside information is the sweetest thing in the world. It's better than money. It's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense when you word it like that.
Damn right it does, Harry. What you did was participate in history.
Oh, wait.
When
fuck.
history calls,
That does
you
make
have
sense.
to pick
Damn
up.
it.
You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you, I knew you weren't one to resist temptation.
You know what, detective? I am going to leave this out of my report, and I suggest you leave it out of yours too.
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times, good times.
Uh-huh. Okay, so what the fuck now?
Now we let bygones be bygones because there's work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's have it. What can I help my best friend and comrade with today?
Fuck you. There's a mega rich light bending guy inside your empty container.
Mega rich light bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
I don't know how he got in there.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich light bending guys.
Alright. I think he wants to take down the proletariat, Everard.
Honestly, Harry, we might be moving a spot of drugs through this harbor, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Yes, for God's sake, you're a socialist.
You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbor's fog lights. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
No, that's about it. Fuck you, asshole. Wasn't even worth it. Not nearly as good of a conversation as I had with Joyce.
The door seems to be locked. Conclusively.
Damn it. Alright. Well, I suppose this is it then. God. For fuck's sake. All right. One more time. I will be right back. Okay. Let me just reset. All right. We did just about everything that I thought that we could do. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. There we go. Oh my god. Yeah, put me in the center, please. You should take out your flashlight. Alright. An arc. What is that? +1 composure, +1 shivers. Under the polar lights gift from La Revacholière. Layers and layers of polyvinyl and artificial sheepskin make the coat ideal for traversing snowy plains on docks, sludges. Somehow you knew it would be waiting for you underground in a sunken pile, and you found it, as if the city gifted it to you to keep you safe. You know what? Keeping it on.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before.
Shit.
Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
If I don't cover them, maybe I will make it better.
That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience.
Alright.
Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
You're under arrest.
Check this out.
Oh, fuck.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
Help me, Kim.
The torment Lieutenant Kitsuragi is experiencing is worse than your own. He's trying to resist, but there's no way of knowing when he will recover.
Fuck.
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing is the ULAM frequency. Blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
Yes, I saw your equations, the ULAM frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
Fuck. I gotta look at Kim. shit.
Right behind you, officer.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
I built it myself.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
Alright, well I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Is this what the shivers were? Was that what I thought I heard? Alright, have you experienced the compressors yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Okay, let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Okay, can you turn that down so I can ask you
If
something?
you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Ah, God. It's actually, with headphones, it's actually really hard to listen to.
You're looking for a deal on mattress. Speed!
God. This is incredible. What an incredible representation of this bullshit.
Turn this.
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
Well equipped. Sword?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
We're hitting bullets under full of
So you
bullets.
found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
She didn't rat you out, by the way.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
Preparing for the worst. You're desperate, aren't you? You don't need that.
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
Did you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
It was your girlfriend, she cracked.
Nah, she didn't crack. She's a survivor. If she told you anything, it was to save herself.
Damn.
But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Your first guess wasn't entirely off.
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Even now, Kim is a paragon of professionalism. He is trying to make a clean cut of telling her she was betrayed.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people whom people like...
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck did the rest of you get by?
Wait. It was you who opened the human can opener. It's not personal. I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
Honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain
What
this shit to
shit?
me?
I told you I didn't do it. Sounds pretty simple to me.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
You have an alibi.
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me.
Yeah, they said there was 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. And anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time.
It was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
There's a secret way from the first floor to the Wilmington roof.
Don't know it, but also, the shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You should say that Lily was a likable person.
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Do you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
You don't feel sympathy for mercs.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
Alright, I have another
I'm
question.
listening.
You have a gun.
And?
Or did you get it?
The gun store.
What gun store?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
That doesn't sound like a real
What
store.
do you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
It's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
I can't quite tell what kind of gun it is.
A knocked way 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That isn't it.
Do you collect guns? Maybe old rifles?
No, they're not practical. Break too often.
Fuck. Okay, I'm getting nothing. Is there something else?
Yeah. Evidence.
You like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
That's the only reason you hang out on the roof.
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
God, you fucking lesbians. Okay, what's secret about your antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
So you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Alright, did you leave any flowers for Claudia?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
They weren't just flowers, they are the symbols of a revolution.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
But Claudia was mourning.
I never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse's worth of flowers has to die too.
Okay, so you didn't leave Maybells?
No, I did not.
You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
No, he didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
I can't trust anything you say. I actually can't trust anything you say.
That's your prerogative.
You had a financial incentive
it's
to
to get
Merc.
away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
But you're
based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor.
Okay.
She's afraid of you.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Wait.
More questions before doing anything.
Ooh. It's from the machine. Who got the mark if it wasn't
How
you?
should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Clausia's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
Happened something like tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Claudia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Did she also seem high?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
This woman has seen people OD. Glacia wasn't quite there yet. So why worry?
She said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit.
Huh.
She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
How did you manage to come up with a plan so quickly?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
It was her idea.
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed.
Her idea?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Glacia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise.
Showerhead, resourceful.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed the lady herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going... fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Her grip on the gun is tight. Her arms toned. Her posture solid. Martinez lost a valuable defender.
If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
That strange, distant fear is getting close now. It's safe.
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden shock in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know this?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Okay, tell me, what's my name? If you know that about me, you must know my name.
Harry Dubois.
Fuck.
One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to La Puta Madre.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time. I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
It's dangerous,
Is that
right?
a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
No, that was a real question.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
A man in a white suit walks through a garden coaxed from soil that had once been covered in asphalt. A city block closed off from the rest of the city by dark buildings. Rows and rows of poppies, most of which have lost their pink bloom, flank his steps. The man looks around, then up at the sky, sighs. Taking out a knife, he crouches at the end of one flower bed. He scores a seapot, very gently.
Okay, what did you
Milky
do this
sap
Madre
begins to ooze
anyways?
out. The pain comes over you again.
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
Okay. Was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who is this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had two guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
I missed the Wild Pines. What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying. That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally.
No, that actually doesn't ring any bells.
This has been a great talk, really. But I think I'm going to hit the road now.
Do you know about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
I'm just hide up back there.
Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Your voice trails off into white noise in your head. It feels like an aneurysm approaching. All of it.
You've got to act soon. This is getting bad. Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain recedes, it's a little
Alright.
clearer.
Now is the time. Pains our children and destroy the machine. Let's go.
compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again.
My head
It
actually
still
feels
hurts
much
like
better.
hell, but she looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh, fuck. What are you doing?
Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes it is.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options.
What options?
You know.
Maybe I can still talk her out of it?
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
Please, just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity.
You
Then
don't have to do
something
this.
shifts
You're
in
not going
her.
to... I'm letting you go.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Oh.
Good call.
I did my best.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
I think she didn't do it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
This feels like a bad time for this.
Yes. Guess what's yours? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
No, they should be sorry.
Impotent rage and lamentation.
I'm not
No,
sorry.
you don't. Come on. You'll be back.
No, I'm
wow.
not.
Check out the big balls on fire, cop.
I'm literally not. It's way too late for that. Okay. It's...
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
A notebook?
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
Oh boy. Alright. Ruby's journal.
thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Alright, examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller.
Alright, unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
I see. Alright.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
It's gonna be a biggin. What kind of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Right. What are the diagrams?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Alright. Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
How far back do they go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
What'd you write the day Lily died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
About La Puta Madre.
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
Fuck.
Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
Alright, let's read them.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake. You didn't follow through. You should have shot her in the head.
No, I'd never do it.
The thought steadies your nerves. The journal stops shaking in your hand.
Alright, let's read March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures, first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
Maybe it's good that we didn't catch her?
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Am I really with La Puta Madre?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
His trust is well placed. You aren't. You can feel it.
And who do you think killed the Merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again...
No one heard the shot.
Maybe there's a Hardy boy we've yet to meet, who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
I'm gonna save this for next week. That was a lot, though. Are you La Puta Madre? Return to the whirling in rags. Alright, I'm gonna actually like teleport there, and then that's gonna be where I leave it off. We made a lot of progress today. Yeah, no, I can talk to that guy from the my precinct, and then I can talk to all of the Hardy boys at the Whirling Inns next time I'm there. Let me just get to the front of the Whirling Inns, and then I'll probably get to that next week. What the fuck?
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger. What you have isn't enough. You'll need more firepower. A ranged weapon. Statistically speaking, sabers have proven to be rather ineffective against advanced military technology. Be prepared. Make sure you have your pepper box in your hand.
What?
Your fingers reflexively reach for the Villiers 9mm pistol in your pockets.
How sure I feel very for
Then you'd better get ready. Whatever happens, I've got your back.
Okay, you know, I get the feeling that I should, like, save here. That's gonna be it for tonight. We're gonna be back with more Disco Elysium next week. For now, let's raid... Let's raid Miss Jackie. Yes, here we go. Yes, Miss Jackie is great. She is playing Dredge currently. We will be back with more Disco Elysium next time. And it will probably be the end of it. But yeah, good night everybody. Well,